Dorian Yates explains how the Colorado experiment and Casey Viator's gains prove that scientific high-intensity training works. Dorian Yates' training regimen hasn't changed since he hoisted the Sando Trophy. On November 19, 2025, he unveiled the Colorado experiment, which saw Casey Viator gain 63 pounds in just 28 days, proving that science-based high-intensity training works. The study focused on the late Arthur Jones and Casey Viator. Jones invented the Nautilus machines and redefined how bodybuilders approach training. Although performing a fixed number of sets and repetitions is the norm, Jones challenged this idea. Instead, he championed the philosophy that less is more. Jones was adamant that failure was more important than time spent in the gym. This system was later adopted and then manipulated by Dorian Yates, who exploited it to become a six-time Mr. Olympia. While science-based lifting has changed the way athletes train today, Yates believes his training system has always been evidence-based. Many of you young people may not have heard of Arthur Jones. In short, he invented the Nautilus range of gym equipment and challenged the common belief that you have to spend hours and hours training every day. Yates shows how HIIT and the Colorado experiment prove maximum growth with minimal volume. In the article, Yates explained the 1973 Colorado experience. Well, my question is this: what is this science? Where does the data come from? What studies are we talking about? How were they conducted? Who were the participants? I know of an experiment that was conducted and documented in May 1973. The Colorado Experiment, by Arthur Jones. Jones and Viator were the subjects of the study. After 3 intense 34-minute failure-based sessions over 4 weeks, Viator gained a staggering 63 pounds. The location was Colorado State University and was supervised by Dr. Elliot Pleas, director of the Exercise Physiology Laboratory at Colorado State University. Arthur and Casey Viator, a bodybuilder and the younger Mr. America, were the participants. Jones subjected Casey to a series of short but very intense workouts to failure, averaging 34 minutes in length, about 3 times a week. It is documented that Casey's overall muscle mass gain during the 28 days of the experiment was 63 pounds. Now, I want to mention, and this is important, that this was old muscle that he had lost due to weight loss primarily caused by an accident and an allergic reaction. To illustrate the value of his HIIT approach, Yates noted that it took Arnold Schwarzenegger 4 months to gain 15 pounds for the 1975 Mr. Olympia. One comparison I want to make is that since we're comparing muscle memory, Arnold lost weight for the film Stay Hungry in 1975 to weigh 210 pounds. He then trained for about 3 to 4 months, sometimes twice a day, to weigh, I believe, 225 pounds at the Olympia that year, so that's 15 pounds over a 4-month period, and Casey put 63 pounds back on in 1 month. Obviously, the average person isn't going to gain 63 pounds in a month, and yes, I believe both guys were using equipment, but my point is, you don't need a lot of volume to stimulate growth. The Shadow urged weightlifters to ditch hours of volume and focus on overload, stress, intensity, and pushing themselves to failure. You don't need to spend hours doing volume, it's about overload, stress, intensity, and pushing your absolute limits. Of course, with adequate nutrition and recovery. But HIIT, in my opinion, is the fastest and most effective way to build muscle mass, and I think Viator has proven that. Dorian Yates. Common. In addition to Yates, Sam Sulek, a rising IFBB pro, discussed the validity of science-based lifting. He called it idea oil rather than a legitimate product. He added, for a younger guy, it's this influencer mentality of, oh, I'm on the new wave bandwagon, some of it is kind of silly. I don't think all of it is. Although some have questioned Yates' training principles, studies confirm them. He believes that effort and failure are crucial for gaining muscle and size as a bodybuilder.